before someone finishes their sentence and before you even know what they're going to ask, in your mind, you hear a yes. Now, if this is you, meaning that if that little small voice inside is whispering yes, and almost before you can stop it, then this video is for you. Because that reflex answer has a cost that definitely has a negative effect. When we talk about people pleasing, know that it isn't a personality quirk. It's when you put others first, but not from a solid or balanced place. It's one where you're trying to be a good friend or a good human being, but it's actually where you're acting out of fear. It spends your time and it borrows your energy, and then it puts your own wants, needs, and desires on the back burner as if they don't matter at all. So today, I want us to look at this a little more closely and then give you three lessons that will change how you see it and leave you with a practical tool that you can use this week. So here's what I know from my own life. And I'm sharing it because I think you may recognize it in your own life. By the way, my name is April, and I used to say yes to everything. Yes to those extra projects, even when my plate was already super full. Yes to the favors, even when I'm running on empty. And then yes to even my own exciting new projects and ideas before I'd even stop to ask myself whether I had the bandwidth to make it happen. And in all of that, I'd wonder, why am I so exhausted? I'm constantly busy, but nothing's really moving forward. So why does it feel like I'm working all the time and still letting everybody down, including myself? Now, the honest answer was that this was very uncomfortable. I wasn't saying yes because I was available. I was saying yes because I was afraid of what would happen if I said no. Afraid of disappointing someone, afraid of being seen as a difficult person or not being a team player. So overall, when we talk about people pleasing, uh, we can see it as being dressed up as a sort of kindness, as being generous or a good person in general. But underneath it all, in reality, it was more like fear, just that it was wearing different clothes. So here's what I've learned talking to some women going through this same thing. That fear compels them to be this yes person. You've heard of yes men, but this is, we're women. So, yes person, and not following through with their own mind. Now, here's the thing I had to think about. People pleasing wasn't just costing me time and energy, it was costing me opportunity. So, get this. Every hour I spent doing something I had said yes to out of obligation was an hour I wasn't spending on what I actually wanted to do, what I actually wanted to build and create. So every yes to someone else's priority was a no to my own. And the painful part of the whole thing, was that most of the people I was saying yes to, they were not asking me to sacrifice myself. I mean, that particular part of it was on me, completely on me. I was not the one I was the one that wasn't checking my own schedule, my own availability, my own capacity, what I had left before I gave it away to someone else. I want to ask you something directly. Who are you saying yes to this week that you should actually be saying no to? If you are constantly overcommitted, if you say yes before you think, if the idea of saying no brings on this wave of guilt, I want you to hear this. Your value does not come from your availability to others. It's a story that you may be telling yourself, or maybe others may make you feel that way. Now, you didn't pick up that belief consciously. It may have come from how you were raised, things that happened to you when you were young in school, the various relationships that you've been in. Now, maybe, here's another one, maybe from the times that there are individuals that called you selfish when you chose to do something for yourself rather than for others. Now, it's not the truth. And you don't, and I'm telling you, you don't have to live like that. Now, here's what learning to say no actually taught me. So, 3 lessons. Lesson 1, that people pleasing is not the same as kindness. It's a fear response dressed up in a costume called kindness. Or it's like you wearing a sign in front of you that says, I am being kind. Now, true generosity comes from a real place. On the other hand, when you say yes out of obligation or fear, you're not giving a gift. It's more of a concern what the other person is thinking, how they may perceive you, that if you don't, you'll be seen in this from a negative light. Lesson 2, saying yes to one thing is simultaneously saying no to something else. On the other hand, when you say no to a request from something that drains you, you're actually protecting the space for something that feeds you. Saying no to that extra task is saying yes to leaving on time. Saying no to the favor you can't afford, maybe someone wants to borrow money, is saying yes, on the other hand, to your own project. No is not considered a closed door. It's more so a trade off where you are opening the door to yourself. Okay. Now, the third lesson, and this is one I recently built something around. This is one thing that I've noticed. Most women who continuously struggle with saying no to me, they appear to be unclear. And this is not a slight when I'm saying that. When I say that they're unclear, maybe unclear about their actual purpose. When we are talking about caring for the needs of others, be it your family, friends, employer, and community, okay? But in terms of who you are and what you're actually here to do, and I will extend that, and what type of work would really fit you. Now, when you're not clear on these things, you may go to your default response of people pleasing, making others happy while making ourselves or yourself miserable and exhausted. I created a free quiz called the Calm Income Archetype Quiz. Now, it only is going to take you about 3 minutes to complete. And what it shows you is your work personality type, how you're naturally wired to create and earn income by categorizing you and who you are into one of 6 income and life types so that you can start building something that actually fits you, okay, as opposed to draining you. Knowing that you need to say no to protect yourself and your time is only half of the problem. Knowing the reason why you need to protect yourself and your time is the other half. The link is in the description below. So take it before you say one more yes, okay? Before you say one more yes, please take this quiz to be able to know whether uh, this is something that is for you, because you don't want to be saying yes to something that isn't for you. I want to go back briefly to the question that I asked earlier. So, who are you saying yes to this week that you already know the answer should be no? Please drop your answer in the comments below. Please subscribe. There is so much more where that came from.